Howdy heckin' hello H2 homies, roller balonies, and Dana W's alike. I'm your guide Q. Welcome back to Tales of the Customer. I just want to give one disclaimer. There are a lot of sweet and wholesome stories of amazing customer experiences on this subreddit, but I'm not interested in that. I want to hear the bad experiences. I want to hear when things go wrong, and that's exactly the sort of stories we got for you here today. So let's get right into them. Not an overly exciting story, but it still gets a chuckle in our house. I was at a restaurant with my family, and my daughter wanted the nachos with no jalapenos. Placing our order with the waitress, I asked for the nachos with no jalapenos, pronounced with an H sound, and the waitress rolled her eyes, gave the biggest sigh, and said it's jalapenos, pronounced with a J. Now, in her life, she may have never learned that it's pronounced with an H, but the way she looked at us like we were stupid was so comical. Picture a bratty teenager. My husband and I were stunned and couldn't correct her. We now call them jalapenos in the house. What an amazing moment, like you're saying it right and you're made to feel like an idiot. That's fantastic. I hope that eventually, with working there more and more, she says jalapenos incorrectly to one of her coworkers and they correct her on it, but maybe they're too scared to do it too. I know that I said these stories were going to be really bad experiences. This was just a funny one. The next two are super bad. Alright, so once again, I will be excluding titles for spoiler reasons, but all of the stories will be linked down below. Wife and I took a friend and her husband out to a newer Thai fusion restaurant. The place looked great and the food was above average, but the staff sucked, like super suck. First we ordered drinks which showed up, but were dropped all over the table and over the two ladies at the end. We had to ask for a towel instead of it being offered. Next we ordered food, I asked about a menu item, and the server said the description is on the menu. Momentarily shocked, I ordered my go-to pad thai, to which the server stated that I should order another dish if I liked pad thai. I looked at the description and said no, I just wanted pad thai. He proceeded to argue his point until eventually conceding to my pad thai. Food shows up and it's the order the server suggested. I asked about it and he says, try it, you'll like it. At this point I give in because I don't want to cause a scene with friends and I don't trust this frick stick not to spit in my food. We finish up and decline dessert and frick stick gets huffy because of it. We get the bill and I pay rounding to the nearest dollar. I end up giving 14.3%. Frickstick sees this and, I kid you not, points to the bottom of the receipt to the tip guide. Average service 20%, good service 25%, excellent service 30%. My response was, oh, I'm sorry, scribble scribble 0%. That's more like it. The look on his face was perfect. So this one enrages me deeply. As some of you know, I'm a waiter by trade, and this pisses me off not because this person got a 0% tip. I think they got absolutely everything they deserved. The spilling of drinks, it happens. Maybe a person will knock a couple percentage points off for that, but really, it's an accident and can happen to everybody. But when they did not bring the towel, that is absolutely ridiculous. You should be in the biggest rush of your life to get that spill cleaned up as a waiter. That's ridiculous that they did not bring anything over. Then bringing something to somebody, not just not bringing them what they wanted, but bringing something that they said they didn't want explicitly. That's ridiculous. I would occasionally try to talk somebody out of ordering something if I thought that they had a misconception about that item. Like personally, we had a salmon burger in our restaurant. A lot of people thought that it was like a piece of fresh salmon. It was not. It was a frozen patty, so it was just like shoved together salmon. Wasn't the best thing. Some people really liked it though, so I totally let them get it. I wouldn't try to talk them out of it. However, what this server did was directly undermine the experience that this person wanted eating at that restaurant, and for that, I think they deserve a 0% tip. This person was insanely generous to even think of giving them 14.3. When they complained about it, it's all over. You're a terrible waiter. You should quit immediately. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what percent tip you think this server deserved. Alright, this story's a little bit longer, but it is definitely worth it. This happened in June, but my friends told me I should post it here, and I can't sleep, so I might as well tell this story. I'm a 20-year-old girl from Scandinavia, but during May and June of 2018, I was backpacking through the US. I was still 19. This story takes place in Panama City Beach, Florida, at some Asian buffet-style restaurant. First time I was there, a male server told me I was so beautiful, complimented my hair, etc. He also asked asked my age. I figured it was in case I wanted to order alcohol. Just to make this clear, under no normal circumstances will a waiter or waitress ask you your age if you're not already ordering alcohol. I told him I was 19, and he said something along the lines of, "I really like that age." He looked early 20s himself. None of this really creeped me out, and he left me alone after I was seated. I went back the day before heading to New Orleans, alone, armed with a book and my socially acceptable "I'm ignoring you" device, headphones. Neither did the trick. The second I walked in, the dude grinned and said, "You came back!" This time, I wasn't feeling too chatty, but he certainly did, and he started complimenting me a lot, then asking for my Facebook. I told him I didn't have one. He then kept asking for Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Eventually, I gave him my Instagram. Then, the following conversation happened, according to the log of the group chat, in which I live texted this whole ordeal. "So, how long are you staying?" Only until tomorrow, actually." "What? I only get to see you for one more day? Can we at least hang out tomorrow?" No, my Greyhound leaves super early." A lie, but he was already making me feel unsafe. "Oh, well, at least we can Skype, and you'll be back, right?" "Probably not. I'm a backpacker, just traveling through." At this point, he left to do his job, but he touched my hair briefly on his way by. In retrospect, I should have left, but I really needed to get some food and get back to the cheap motel to pack up. I really didn't have time to walk to a different spot. Then, after about 15 minutes, he sits down at my table with his dinner and started eating as if we knew each other. He asked me a lot about my personal life and told me about himself, quickly turning it into date-type topics. Meanwhile, I tried to pick up my book to hint that I was busy, texted my friends what happened, and tried to get eye contact with the other servers to let them know I was uncomfortable. Eventually, a woman, I think it was the hostess, called him over and he left in a hurry. I kept texting my friends, especially this one friend who's got a unisex name, but it's usually considered a male name in English-speaking countries. Suddenly, this dude is hovering over me, leaning over my shoulder so close I could feel his breath. What?" Finally getting a bit angry. "Is that your boyfriend?" "No, it's not. I'm trying to eat." "Oh, okay, 'cause you don't have a boyfriend, do you?" "No, I should have lied and said yes." "Okay, good." As he walked away, I was getting so damn uncomfortable that I didn't even get dessert, although I wanted to. He kept making excuses to visit my table, and was beginning to talk as if I was his girlfriend or something. So I went to the register, he followed. I asked for a to-go box for my friend since they offered them. My friend being next morning me. Him holding the box out of my reach. "Is the friend a boy or a girl?" "A girl? Can I have it?" "Yes, it's okay then. I don't want you to go to any boys." I snatched the box, filled it, and tried to pay, but he immediately told me to leave without paying because he had a special price for a special girl. It was obviously without permission because he was whispering and looking around. I paid full price and walked away. "Wait!" And of course, he's running after me. "I forgot to ask your phone number." It's a Scandinavian number. You can't dial it." Where do you live then? I'll see you tomorrow before you leave." It was dark. I'm 5'2", alone with this guy on an almost empty street in a foreign country. I am not planning to pick a fight. So I gave him the name of a different cheap motel in the area, then I started walking back. He followed for a few blocks, so I took a detour, hid in a store for a few minutes, went out a different exit, and got to my motel. Closing that door behind me and hearing the click was so damn relieving. Sadly, the restaurant didn't have a number, email, or anywhere to let them know what happened. All I could do was edit my Google review from last visit to include this story. Okay, this makes me extremely uncomfortable. I can't even handle when a server will, like, sit down at the table with you to, like, take your order. It's only ever happened to me at Outback Steakhouse, and I've hated it every single time. But this is way more extreme than that, obviously. That's why I did the comparison, because this would make me extremely uncomfortable. I'm not trying to, like, diagnose anybody or anything, but this dude seems as though he has symptoms of some sort of erotomania, which is when you think someone's in love with you or romantically interested in you when all of the signs say the exact opposite. Like, there's some sort of level of delusion happening here, or he's just very, very bad at picking up on signals. But I'm glad you're getting out of Florida. Hopefully you had a great time in in New Orleans. This is just scary. Hey, my lovely watery friends. I'm sorry for the shorter video. I got my grandparents coming, and I realize that my room is a mess. My house is a mess. I gotta do some cleaning, so it's a little bit shorter because I got responsibilities to deal with. But I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Skate on to the best of your abilities. Make sure you're drinking more of that liquidy, clear stuff and not alcoholic beverages or sugary drinks. This water stuff that's good. What am I doing? Good night. Sleepy time. Bye.